There's a lot of drama in courtrooms. Who visits them? What is the feeling in the room? And what role does art play, if any, in setting the tone?
Public art is about defining spaces and humanizing public spaces.
The artwork that we make is architectural artwork, so it's actually part of the built structure. And when we're designing, we like to think about how the public is going to use and interact with that space. And since our artwork is going to be part of the building in that space, we like to base our design decisions on how we think the public is going to view it, is going to see it, is going to interact with it.
When you're in a public place and you see sculpture setting in a park, kids climb on it, whether it's intended to be or not. In a museum, your hand is slapped and your bells and whistles go off. I've been escorted out of museums for trying to touch because the stone is so tactile. So I went a step further and I started creating this series of what I call bench people. The female justice has a group of 3 similar figures to her. The male judge is looking up and telling a story about about the rule of law, about what goes on inside the Justice Center. And he's talking to this little kid. I've had all the stones delivered to Frank Swanson's studio so that he could do my profiling for me. I gave Frank my models, and he drew up a small template, which then he scaled up to a larger template to attach to the stone. The wire is going to be following the outline of the sculpture. And that wire, the cable, has these little diamond Cheerios on it. When that cable hits this cable, it'll make that popping sound, and then Frank will know that he's got to make a slight adjustment. And by the time it comes to me, I'll have these nice surfaces, and then I could come in and start carving all the detail work, all the undercuts and the actual final shape. So then after blocking it out and getting big chunks of stone off, then I come in with this diamond blade. They say diamonds is a girl's best friend, but they have no idea how much diamonds is a sculptor's best friend. So it's almost like a paintbrush. I could get in, I could flick stone off, I could really cut, but I work my way all the way around. And that's the thing about sculpture, is it's 3-dimensional, it's not a relief. So I have to know, from the back, he's bang on. He looks just like he's going to look, more or less. But when I start tweaking something here, it could make something down here look not quite right. I think this whole side is going to hit evenly first.
Okay, perfect. Then it won't spin on you.
Okay, that corner did hit first. So this isn't down yet. Okay. The one thing I want in all of these sculptures, more than anything, because they're supposed to be functional, is that people will feel a sense of comfort with them. So if the texture doesn't feel good, then they won't want to approach them.